Hi, thanks for having a look at this. So what I want to do is explain to you what the verification of deaf training is. The care training company can provide for free, or we can do it face to face. So the care training company, so we're looking at to provide training which is affordable, so it helps to meet your needs of your budget. It's flexible, so we know that your staff have different styles of learning and also different shift times, and also reliable. So the care training company, the verification of deaf campaign, if you want any more information, contact me, that's Jenna Lloyd, at info@thecaretrainingcompany.com or on 01782 903 218. Okay, so what is VOED, or verification of expected deaf? So what that is that's an extended skill, an extended role for registered nurses, where we can actually state that the fact of death has occurred within certain environments and under certain conditions with patients, and that means that that person can then go on to their next stage. So it might be to go to the undertakers, but if we can provide that within the care home, within our working environment, that means that we're not using we're outsourcing it with district nurses and also out of hours GPs. So what my experience has been, frustrated staff and relatives. So I haven't waited this long, but I have been told that some staff have waited up to 12 hours, especially bank holiday weekends. So frustrated staff because of the waiting time and because of their inability to do it, their lack of accessibility to training. And also relatives, that's a long time to wait once you've received bad news. Staff motivated to do the training but wasn't available or accessible to them, so that might be due to shift works, it might be budget, or it might have just not been available at all in their area. NHS cutbacks and expenses continue to make headlines. We're always hearing about that. So if we can support them on the front line as nurses, and if we can have a more appropriate use of resources, so we're not calling the out of hours GP and that we're doing that skill ourselves. And I personally think that if we're supporting somebody in their life, we should be able to support somebody in their death, and we should be able to provide this care for them. Sometimes difficult professional relationships between care homes and multidisciplinary team. If that's not your area, you might have had no experience of that whatsoever. But if that is your area, you may have heard, oh, you're a nursing home, you should be able to do this. And what we're asking for is a little bit of support right now, and then long term, we'll go on and we'll be able to provide this skill. So the verification of expected deaf campaign, so what we provide is an e-learning platform with the information. There's a video demonstration of the skill, there's also the assessment. You get a lovely workbook which you can then work through with your team and manager. You get template documents, so you get just a template letter which you might need to send to your GP or district nurses to say, we're doing this, we just need a little bit of support short term. There's a competency form which you can work through. Template letters, like I say, to send out to relevant local GP and district nurses. And what we're asking for is that you take part in an online survey which takes 2 minutes, and that's before you do the training, after you do the training, and also with a 3-month follow-up, because what we want to find out is this of value to you? Has this improved the care that you provide? So the journey so far, so we did our market research and we've received some funding support from Keele University. We've got the support from the staff at the Royal Stoke Hospital Clinical Stills. We had support from them with the filming. Work experience being director, so yeah, it's definitely more than just simply saying and action. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Research into potential savings that this project could have. So what we were able to find is that the cost of an out-of-hours GP approximately costs about £100 an hour. So if you think about that travel time of getting to your area, actually being on site, speaking to family and relatives and friends, and then doing their paperwork and then driving to their next visit. If we can help to save that, then that means that somebody else can receive that GP while we're able to support that individual within the care group. Getting the word out, marketing support and helping us with momentum. This might not be for you, and that's fine, but if you know somebody that it is, let them know and pass on the information. We're really grateful for that. So the now, so we've got a new website, training is available, and we're just making people aware like yourself. So this might go on the posters that you might have seen on social media. So as I say, it costs approximately £100 an hour for out-of-hours GP to visit. Nurses have reported of waiting times up to 12 hours. We're offering the training for free, but we are asking that you take part in the survey. You can register at www.thecaretrainingcompany.com, and there's also the VOED campaign link. So we're asking you to complete 3 surveys. It does say they're 4 minutes there, but the information that we're receiving, it's only taking people 2 minutes. Complete the blended learning training in your own time, which is really helpful, especially if you're shift workers, night shift workers. So what you'll get, blended learning course, template forms which you can use in your workplace, a workbook, competency form, a letter and also a certificate. Hopefully what we will improve is help to improve patient dignity, reduce delays, help to provide consistency of care. It is free. Training is flexible around your commitments and hopefully helping to save the NHS money as well. And at some point in our life, either ourselves or someone we know will use the NHS. I'm pretty certain of it. So how you can find it? So if you just quickly Google the Care Training Company Stoke, and then you'll see our website. This is the homepage. Click on the About Us at the Verification of Expected Death campaign, and then just simply register on that little box there. And what you'll receive then is an email just with instructions and login details, and we do our admin for that campaign on a Friday. So the ambition, so hopefully every care home nurse to have access to this training by December 2022. Now that's not to say that they'll all complete it, but we want them to have the choice if they want to complete it. The campaign to have a positive impact on patients, staff, family, friends of patients. To start off the next step of the project based on the results of the evaluation, so the information you give us on the survey will help us with a training needs analysis, and also to inspire others. So this was something that was really important to me, and I asked a few questions, I picked up the phone a few times, and I received massive support. So if you've got something that you really want to take part in, and improve, then you just absolutely can. So it might not be that the campaign's for you, but if you've got something that you want to do, then just get in touch and I can have a word with you and let you know how I managed to get funding and access to networking events as well and support within the local area.